Jai Gurudev students, I am Dipali Ishwarkar. I am going to teach you lesson number 6, lines and angle. What is a line? Line is a breathless length. Topic is very important and interesting, and the total geometry depend on the lines and angles. Line segment. A part of a portion of a line with the two end points is called line segment. Are you finding? Everyone knows very well, as a line segment have a two end points, we can't extend this line. The line segment AB is denoted by AB, and here the line segment we had drawn. Next is a ray. A part of a line with one end point is called a ray. Ray is denoted by AB. If we are saying here the AB, which in the figure you are finding OA. Here this is a one end point and another we can extend endlessly. So we will read as a OA, ray OA. Second, I had drawn here as a AB ray. We can't read BA, ray BA. We will read as a AB only. Next is a line. A line is a collection of infinite number of points and extend endlessly in both the direction. Line is denoted by these arrow which we are written here. Also it is denoted by the small letters such as L, M, N, P, Q, etc. Here we have drawn a line and both are having arrows, means we can extend this line endlessly in both the direction. Collinear points. 3 and more than 3 points when lie on the same line are called as collinear points. Now non-collinear points, when 3 and more than 3 points when do not lie on the same line is called as a non-collinear points. For example, if we are think about the 3 points when joined to each other, then we got here the triangle. Means triangle is made up of 3 non-collinear points because these all 3 points do not lie on the same line. Next is intersecting lines. Two distinct lines, if they have a common point, the common point is called as a point of intersection of the two lines. It is in short way we can call as a POI, that is point of intersection. Are you finding in the figure AB and the CD? These are the two lines intersecting at the point O. That's why O is called as a point of intersection. Now the parallel lines, or it is also called as a non-intersecting lines. Two distinct lines which are not intersecting are said to parallel lines. Are you finding in the figure? These are L and M are the two lines which are parallel to each other. Why? Because the parallel lines are always at a constant distance from each other. If we will think about these 2 points, the distance between these two lines is same to this also and to this also, and the parallel lines are denoted by the vertical two lines that we are going to call this as a parallel. If I want to write here L is parallel to M, in the symbolic form we can write here L is parallel to M, means these two lines are the symbol of a parallel. Parallel lines and a transversal. Transversal, a line which intersect the two or more lines at a two distinct is called as a transversal. If these are the two parallel lines and when one line is intersecting at a two distinct point, then this line is called as the transversal. Now about the angles. An angle is a form when the two rays, this is OA and this is OB, originate from the same end point. The rays making an angle are called as arms of an angle, and the end point is called as the vertex of the angle. Means this O is a vertex. From this vertex one ray we had drawn, that and another is OB. That's why these two rays are called as arms of this angle. Now next is types of the angle. Already you knows very well, that is there are the 6 types of the angle. First is acute angle. Now acute means the small, that is angle less than 90 degree is called as acute angle. Here in the figure are you finding this angle is acute angle. Right angle, an angle is equal to 90 degree is called as a right angle, and right angle mostly we are denoting by these square form. Next is obtuse angle, an angle more than 90 but less than 180 degree is called as a obtuse angle. There is a confusion between acute and obtuse. Students are confused which is the definition between the acute and the obtuse. But acute means cute, which we are saying as a cute girls, thus we are using a small girl as a cute. That's why acute will be a small angle that is less than 90 degree, and obtuse will be the greater than a 90 degree but less than 180 degree. Now the straight angle, an angle whose measure is a 180 degree. Are you finding from the O one ray is we had drawn, and from the O another second ray O is, and OA and OB both the rays opposite to each other making a straight line, and that's why it makes as a 180 degree. That's why it is called as a straight angle whose measure is always 180 degree. Reflex angle, an angle which is greater than 180 degree but less than 360 degree is called as a reflex angle. Are you finding? I had drawn here one acute angle. This is A is the acute angle, but outside of this which I had drawn here, this is called as a reflex angle. And the reflex angle, if we want to find, then the reflex angle is equal to 360 degree minus acute angle, that is A inside one. Then we are going to get as a reflex angle. Complete angle or a whole angle. A complete angle means the point around this which we are going to get as a 360 degree. So an angle whose measure is a 360 degree is called as a complete or a whole angle. Now next is a pair of angles. First is adjacent angle. Two angles with the common arm and a common vertex and two non-common arms on both the side of the common arm is called as a adjacent angle. How? If I had drawn here this one of the angle AOC, and from here again I had divided this angle into two parts, that is because of a OB ray. Then are you finding OB? We are going to get here the two angles, angle A, AOB, and second angle is BOC. In both the angle is having OB is a common arm and O is a common vertex, and OA and OC are the non-common arms on both the side of the common arms. In the figure, OB is called as a common arm, OA and OC are called as a non-common arms. O is a common vertex, angle A and angle B are the adjacent angles. Now in the next figure, are you finding this angle is divided into three angles, X, this is Y and Z. Can you say X and Y is adjacent? Y and Z is adjacent, but X and Z is not adjacent because they are not having the common arm. Okay, next, complementary angles. The sum of the two angles whose is 90 degree is called as a complementary angle. Here you are finding AOC is 90 degree and AOB plus BOC is nothing but A plus B is equal to 90 degree. That's why A and B is that is called as a complementary angle. For example, if they had given angle B is 30 degree, so how you will get a AOB is nothing but 90 degree minus 30 degree is nothing but 60 degree. Means if one angle if we got then we can find the remaining complementary angle of that angle. Next is the supplementary angles. Two angles whose sum is a 180 degree is called as a supplementary angle. Are you finding this is AOB is a straight line? On this we had drawn here the OC is a ray. That is because of this ray AOC and COB are the two angles formed. So angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree. If they had given here as angle A is a 60 degree and they had asked to us find the supplement of 60 degree, and supplement of 60 degree is nothing but 180 degree minus 60 degree is nothing but 120 degree. So what you will get, angle B is equal to 120 degree. Next is a linear pair. Two adjacent angle whose sum is 180 degree is called as a linear pair. AOB is a straight line, on that OC is a ray stand on this line. So A plus B is equal to 180 degree. Axiom 1. Now for you axiom word is new. Now you will think from where I had taken the axiom 1. In Euclid's geometry, which is lesson number 5, they had given here axioms are the universal truth for the geometry and algebra. For that, proof is not required. We can use the direct statement. Just we had seen here as the linear pair. So that what is the first axiom? If a ray stand on a line, the sum of the two adjacent angles so formed is 180 degree. What is the meaning of this axiom? They had given here OC is a ray stand on the line AB. Because of that, two angles form. That's why we can say A plus B is equal to 180 degree. This is axiom 1. Axiom 2 is if the sum of two adjacent angles is 180 degree, then non-common arms of the angle form a line. Means in second axiom they given that angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree. They are the two adjacent angle. Everyone know, because OC is a common arm of OA and OBs. That's why A plus B, if it is 180 degree, then you can say OA and OB are the two rays. Okay, and because of the two ray, one line is going to form, and that we can say AOB is a line. Both the axioms are converse to each other. Now next, parallel lines and the transversal. Then what is a transversal? A line which intersect the two or more lines at a distinct point is called as a transversal. Are you finding line M and N are the two lines, and these two lines is intersected by L another line, but at which point P and Q. In the figure, line L intersect the lines M and N at the point P and Q respectively. Therefore, the line L is transversal for the lines M and N. From the figure, are you finding? We observe that four angles are formed at each point P and Q. At the point P, angle 1, angle 2, angle 3 and angle 4. At the point Q, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next, from this we are finding the some angles we are deciding which are exterior, means outside, which are interior. That exterior angle, angle 1, angle 2, angle 7 and angle 8. These are the exterior angle. Angle 3, angle 1, angle 2, angle 7 and 8 are the exterior angle. Angle 3, angle 4, angle 5 and angle 6 are the interior angles. Some pairs of the angles form when a transversal intersect the two lines. These are as follows. Are you finding in these figure M and N is intersected by the transversal L. That's why 8 angles form 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now the types of the angle, one is a corresponding angle. Now on the same side of this transversal 4 angles you are finding. that is angle 1, that is above of this line 1 and second line phi. 1 and phi are the pair of corresponding angle. 3 and 7 are the pair of a corresponding angle. Now in the second side, that is right side of a L, 2 and 6 are the corresponding angle. 4 and 8 are the corresponding angles. Next is alternate interior angles. Alternate interior they had said, that's why means inside of this line angle 3 with the angle 6. Are you finding these are forming the shape of S? That's why 3 and 6 are the interior angles, interior alternate angles, and angle 4 and 5 are the alternate interior angles. Now alternate exterior angle, angle 1 with angle 8 is exterior, one pair. Angle 2 and angle 7 is another pair of alternate exterior angle. Next, interior angles on the same side of the transversal. They had said interior angle. Here 3, 4, 5, 6 are the interior angle, only 4. But they had said transversal on one side. So angle 3 and angle 5 are the interior angles on the same side. 4 and 6 are the interior angles on the same side of the transversal. These you have to note down, interior angles on the same side of the transversal are also referred to a consecutive interior angles or allied angles or co-interior angles.